This is a notice from the Animal Control Division. Your parrot has been crying for 3 nights. Real crying, with tears that run down its beak and pool on the cage floor. The tears are thick and dark red. When you tasted one, it was salty and metallic like blood. Your parrot is crying blood while staring directly at you. Its eyes don't blink anymore. They just leak red tears while watching you move around the room. The crying happens only when you're alone in the house. If anyone else is present, your parrot acts normal. Squawks, talks, preens its feathers. But the moment you're alone, it starts sobbing. Deep, human sobs that shouldn't come from a bird's throat. The sound is wrong. Too low, too wet. Like someone drowning while they cry. Your parrot's beak doesn't move when it makes these sounds. You noticed your parrot's reflection is different from the bird itself. In mirrors, the reflection shows a parrot with human hands instead of wings. Tiny human hands with fingernails, gripping the perch. But when you look directly at the cage, you see normal bird claws. Only reflective surfaces show the hands. Sometimes the reflection waves at you. The real parrot never moves when this happens. Your parrot has started climbing out of its cage at night. You find it on your kitchen counter in the morning, or perched on your headboard. But the cage is still locked. The bars haven't been bent or moved. Your parrot is somehow passing through solid metal. When you watch it during the day, it can't fit between the bars. Only at night does it escape through spaces too small for its body. The crying affects electronics in your house. During crying episodes, your television displays static with shapes moving inside the white noise. Your radio picks up voices speaking backwards. Your computer screen shows search results for websites that don't exist. All the text is written in a language you don't recognize, but somehow you understand it's about you. About things you did that you don't remember doing. Your parrot's feathers have been changing color. What used to be bright green is now mottled with patches of gray and black. The pattern looks like burn marks or frostbite. When you touch the discolored areas, they feel cold. Ice cold, even though the room is warm. The gray patches spread a little more each day. Soon your parrot will be completely colorless. The bird food in the cage turns to ash overnight. Every morning, the bowl is filled with fine gray powder instead of seeds. But your parrot looks healthy and well-fed. You've never seen it eat anything. You've started putting different foods in the cage: fruit, crackers, meat. Everything becomes ash by morning. Your parrot is consuming something other than food to stay alive. You found photographs hidden under the cage liner. Pictures of you sleeping, eating, showering. Hundreds of photos taken from angles that suggest someone was in your house while you were unaware. The photos are dated from before you owned the parrot. Some are from years ago. Someone has been watching you for a long time, and somehow those photos ended up in your parrot's cage. Your parrot has started speaking in voices that aren't yours. It mimics people you know, but says things they would never say. In your mother's voice, it describes the taste of human flesh. In your boss's voice, it explains how to dispose of bodies. In your neighbor's voice, it recites your social security number and bank account information. These aren't things you've taught it. These aren't conversations it could have overheard. The crying is attracting other animals to your house. Every night, cats gather on your windowsills. Dogs sit motionless in your yard. Birds perch on your roof in perfect rows. They all face your house and don't move until sunrise. Your neighbors have started complaining about their pets disappearing at night, only to return in the morning acting strangely. The animals remember something that happened during those missing hours. Your parrot's shadow moves independently. While the bird sits still on its perch, its shadow paces back and forth across the wall. Sometimes the shadow is larger than it should be. Sometimes it has the wrong shape entirely, human-shaped instead of bird-shaped. The shadow seems aware that you're watching it. It stops moving when you look directly at it, then resumes its pacing when you look away. You've been sleepwalking. You wake up in different rooms of your house with no memory of leaving your bed. Sometimes you wake up standing in front of the parrot cage. Your hands are always dirty when this happens. Soil under your fingernails, mud on your feet. You've been going outside during these episodes, but you don't remember where. Your shoes are by the door in the morning, caked with dirt that smells like decay. Your parrot has started crying other people's tears. Last night, it cried your mother's tears. The same tears she shed at your father's funeral. The night before, it cried your ex-wife's tears from the day she left you. Tonight, it's crying tears you've never seen before. Tears that belong to someone you haven't met yet. Someone who will cry because of something you're going to do. The parrot told you its real name yesterday. Not the name you gave it when you bought it, but its true name. A name in that same unknown language your computer displayed. When you spoke the name aloud, every mirror in your house cracked. The temperature in the room dropped 20 degrees. Your breath became visible. Something acknowledged its name being spoken. Something that has been pretending to be a pet bird. People you know have been acting differently around you. They avoid eye contact and end conversations quickly. Your neighbor crossed the street when she saw you yesterday. Your coworker requested a transfer to avoid being near your desk. They can smell something on you. Something that's been growing stronger since the crying started. They sense what your parrot has been turning you into during those sleepwalking episodes. Your reflection has started crying too. Not you, your reflection. In bathroom mirrors, in store windows, in any reflective surface, your image weeps continuously. The tears leave permanent stains on the glass. People see your reflection crying and ask if you're okay, but you feel fine. You're not sad. You're not in pain. But something wearing your face is in constant anguish. You tried to get rid of the parrot yesterday. Drove it to the animal shelter and handed it over. But when you got home, it was back in its cage. The shelter has no record of your visit. The workers there don't remember seeing you. The parrot won't let you abandon it. It needs you for something. Something that requires your participation, your body, your voice. Something that's almost ready to begin. This notice ends because time is running out. The crying will stop tonight. When it does, the real work begins. Your parrot has been preparing you for weeks, changing you during those sleepwalking sessions, marking you with that smell others fear. Tonight, you'll understand why the photographs were placed in the cage, why your reflection cries, why animals gather outside your house. Tonight, your parrot will show you what you've been sleepwalking to do. What you've been burying in those places you can't remember visiting. The crying was never distress. It was joy. Your parrot has been crying tears of happiness because its plan is almost complete. Because you've been such a good host. Because you've done everything it needed you to do without even knowing you were doing it. The real horror isn't what your parrot has become. It's what your parrot has made you become. And you'll never remember enough to stop it. Tonight, when the crying stops, you'll sleepwalk one final time. To the place where all those missing pets have been buried. To the place where your parrot has been storing the things it needs for its true form to emerge. You'll dig them up with your bare hands. You'll arrange them in the pattern your parrot has been teaching you through those photographs. And then your parrot will shed its feathers and show you what it really is. What it's always been. What you've been feeding with your sleepwalking visits to that terrible place. Your parrot's cage has been growing larger every night. What started as a standard bird cage now takes up half your living room. The bars have multiplied and twisted into complex geometric patterns that hurt to look at directly. But when you measure it during the day, it's the same size it's always been. Only at night does it expand, creating space for whatever your parrot is becoming. The expanding cage casts shadows that don't match its daytime dimensions. Your neighbor's children have been drawing pictures of your house. Crayon drawings that show your parrot as a massive black shape with too many eyes, perched on top of your roof like a gargoyle. The children draw these pictures at school, at home, during church services. They can't stop drawing the same image over and over. When asked why they keep drawing your house, they say the bird tells them to. But they've never seen your parrot. They've only heard it crying through your walls. The taste of copper fills your mouth constantly now. Everything you eat tastes like pennies and blood. Your teeth feel loose in your gums. When you brush them, the toothbrush comes away red. But dentist appointments show nothing wrong. Your mouth is perfectly healthy according to medical examination. The copper taste intensifies whenever your parrot looks directly at you. It's preparing your mouth for something. Training your taste buds to accept a different kind of nutrition. Your parrot has been molting, but the feathers that fall aren't bird feathers anymore. They're thin strips of what looks like human skin, each piece bearing a tiny section of text in that unknown language. The writing appears to be instructions or incantations. You've been collecting the molted pieces without realizing it, arranging them in patterns around your house. Your body moves on autopilot to gather and organize these skin feathers while your conscious mind focuses on other tasks. The soil in your backyard has turned black overnight. What used to be healthy grass and flowers is now barren earth that feels greasy to the touch. Nothing will grow there anymore. When it rains, the water doesn't soak into the ground but pools on the surface like oil. Your parrot watches this dead patch of earth through the window and makes soft cooing sounds of satisfaction. The corruption is spreading outward from a central point where something has been buried deep. Your parrot's eyes have developed pupils that don't dilate with light changes. They remain the same size regardless of brightness, and they reflect images that don't exist in your room. Sometimes you see forests in its eyes. Sometimes underground caverns filled with pale things that might once have been animals. The reflected scenes are always dark, always populated with creatures that move in ways that violate natural law. Your parrot's eyes are windows to places where different rules apply. Local emergency services have received multiple calls about screaming coming from your address, but you've heard no screaming. The calls describe hours-long episodes of multiple voices shrieking in agony. When police investigate, they find nothing unusual. But the calls keep coming from different neighbors at different times. Something is broadcasting sounds of suffering that only others can hear. Your parrot orchestrates a symphony of phantom pain that surrounds your house like an invisible storm. Your parrot has begun vomiting objects that don't belong inside a bird. Small bones, pieces of jewelry, fragments of photographs showing people you don't recognize. The vomited items are always clean despite coming from inside the bird. Sometimes you recognize a piece of jewelry as belonging to someone who disappeared from the neighborhood months ago. Your parrot is a living storage container for trophies from the missing. Evidence of crimes you can't remember committing. The mirror in your bathroom now shows your house as it existed before you moved in. You see the previous owners in the reflection, going about their daily routines in rooms that look exactly like yours but feel completely different. Sometimes you see yourself in this reflected past, doing things you never did with people you never met. The mirror displays a timeline where you've always lived in this house, where you've always owned this parrot, where the sleepwalking and the missing pets and the buried things have been going on for years. Your parrot spoke your real name last night. Not the name on your birth certificate or driver's license, but the name you'll have when its work is complete. A name that describes what you're becoming rather than what you used to be. When it spoke this future name, you felt a part of yourself disappear forever. The part that could have refused to participate. The part that could have chosen to leave. That part of you is gone now, consumed by the thing that wears your parrot's shape. What remains belongs entirely to the creature that has been reshaping you from the inside out, /parameter. /invoke.